He looked me straight in the eyes, cool as ice, and said, "I don't love you anymore. We should end this." I thought I'd seen it all as a lawyer, but nothing prepares you for the day your own husband hands you a disaster like that, not even blinking. But the wildest part? He thought he'd win. He had no idea the clause he'd written himself would end up destroying everything he ever built. Let me tell you the whole thing, straight up. No filters. You want a real story? Here's what heartbreak and payback look like in real life. My name's Julia Harris. I'm 37, I live in Seattle, I'm a contract lawyer, and honestly, I've always been the one people call when they're in trouble. But for 10 years, I tried to build a home with Marcus Evans, a man who, on the outside, seemed like the poster child for success. CEO of a chain of fancy restaurants, always dressed like he was about to step on stage, ambitious, smart, charming, and God, could he turn it on when he wanted something. We'd met at some networking event, both trying to look like we belonged. He swept me off my feet, said all the right things, did all the right moves. For a while it felt like a partnership, two people hustling through life together. I liked that feeling. I held on to it way longer than I should have. But somewhere along the way, Marcus stopped coming home. Literally, sometimes. He started having urgent meetings and unexpected trips, always at the weirdest times, always with a vague excuse. At first, I believed him. I wanted to. I mean, who doesn't want to believe the person you love? I kept telling myself, every couple goes through rough patches. But it wasn't a patch. It was a cliff, and I was the only one still hanging on. He started dressing up more. New cologne, fancy suits, hours at the gym. When I teased him, "What, you running for office?" He just laughed and said, "Gotta look sharp for clients, Jules." He never called me Jules when he meant it. It was like a code for don't dig. But I dug anyway. It was a Saturday night. He left for a conference in San Francisco, another one, and as soon as his car disappeared down the street, I went straight to his home office. Yeah, maybe that makes me a snoop. But after months of being lied to, you either give up or you find the truth. I found an old laptop he hadn't touched in years, or so I thought. And there it was, a hidden Facebook account. A whole secret life. Photos of Marcus with some 20-something blonde, arms around each other like teenagers, stupid captions like, "Every day is brighter with you." I wanted to throw up. My marriage, 10 years, had turned into a joke, and the punchline was me. That night, I lay awake, angry, humiliated at how angry I was. I'm supposed to spot liars for a living. Yet here I was, blindsided by the one person I trusted most. By sunrise, though, I wasn't sad anymore. I was furious. He thought he could walk all over me? End things with a shrug, walk away, and keep his empire? Hell no. I decided right then Marcus Evans would never see it coming. Monday morning, he walks in, cool as ever, loosening his tie. "You make coffee?" I almost laughed. Instead, I held up the photo of him and his girlfriend. He blinked, 1 second, 2, then just smirked. "So, you've been digging, huh?" That's all. Not even a real apology, just arrogance. "Are you really going to stand there and act like this isn't an affair?" I demanded. He rolled his eyes. "You're overreacting. We're just not the same anymore. You're all about your job, you barely care about me, and you don't, look like you used to." Those words, God, they still sting. I don't remember what I said next. I just remember thinking, this man is not my husband. He's a stranger, and I'm not letting a stranger ruin me. He shrugged, totally cold. "Look, I've already called a lawyer. I'm filing for divorce. I want you out. It's time we both moved on." He thought he'd already won, but the fight hadn't even started. I went to my office, shut the door, and let the tears come for a full 2 minutes. Then I wiped my face, took a deep breath, and remembered something from years ago, a prenup we'd signed, back when we were two nobodies who thought we might make it big someday. It was my idea, and my pen that wrote the clause: if either partner cheats, the other gets half the business assets. He'd signed it with a flourish, cocky as hell. Now it was about to become his worst nightmare. I spent the next few days turning into the lawyer I'd always been for everyone else. I pulled the messages, the photos, every hotel receipt from his fake business trips, every flirty text and selfie. I built a file thicker than a phone book, everything lined up, signed, dated, undeniable. Then I called Marcus's attorney, David Foster, the big shot. We met at a little cafe downtown. He showed up acting like I was about to beg for mercy. I smiled, cool as ice, and slid the stack across the table. "You might want to look at these before we keep talking." He started flipping through. His face changed, fast. He went pale, lips twitching, sweat on his forehead. "That's a lot," he muttered. "And according to our prenup, it's also half of Marcus's empire," I said, sweet as honey. He didn't argue. He couldn't. Within a week, word got out. No one in the legal community wanted to touch Marcus's case. Why? Because I'd made it crystal clear: betray me, and you face every consequence, every clause, every word. Marcus tried everything. He called, he texted, he left voicemails. "Let's be adults. Don't do this. You don't have to ruin me." He sent flowers, chocolates, even old photos of us on vacation, like that would fix things. It didn't. He was unraveling, and I could tell. His emails got more desperate. He started showing up at my door. One Saturday morning, he looked nothing like the man I married. Hair a mess, eyes hollow, hands shaking. "We need to talk, Julia," he said. I didn't even open the screen door all the way. "Can't find a lawyer, Marcus? Funny how that works." He looked down, all pride gone. "Look, I know I screwed up. I ended things with her. I know I hurt you. Please, don't take my business, don't take everything." I stared him down. "You remember who wrote that clause into the prenup, Marcus? You did. You thought you were protecting yourself. Now you get to live with it." He tried again. "We were happy once. You know that. Don't do this to me." Happy? What a joke. I let him beg. Then I told him the truth. "You ended this. You don't get to rewrite the ending now. Actions have consequences. Get off my porch." He just stood there, shoulders slumped, finally understanding what it's like to lose something real. The divorce went down in a flash. Marcus signed everything. Half his business, gone. His big house, sold. Fancy cars, the penthouse in Bellevue, all those dumb investments, gone, gone, gone. His girlfriend ditched him the second the money ran out. His reputation? Toast. People who used to kiss his ass crossed the street to avoid him. And me? I didn't dance in the ashes. I just walked out of that courtroom, took a breath, and realized I'd finally done what I'd never thought I could. I made him pay. So, tell me, was it justice or just revenge?